Greetings and welcome to Pinball Help. In today's episode, what we are looking at here is the MPU board from a Bali machine. This is the, let's see, it's underneath here. This is they call it the Dash 35 main processing board. This is basically the brains of a lot of the Bali machines from about 77 to 85 or so. And we've got an interesting hack here. This is somebody's homemade remote battery pack. Normally these batteries would be soldered right here onto the board, between the plus and the minus thing here. But somebody had the foresight to actually remote mount the batteries just in case they leak so they wouldn't damage the main processing board. And if you have paid any attention to my videos, you know how bad it is leaving batteries on the boards and how they leak and they can damage all these components. And there's another video that I've done where I've actually replaced a lot of these components that were damaged as a result of leaking batteries. In this case, we're going to do something one step further than that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this NiCad battery with what's called a memory capacitor. That's this little guy right here. And what this is kind of like a relatively permanent power source that is unlikely to leak and cause any problems on the circuit board. So we're going to put this in place of the battery pack, and it should be able to keep the charge on these machines for quite a while. Now there's some discussion about whether to use remote regular batteries like AA's, and I've done a video where I added a remote battery pack, which you could also do on these machines too, or what's called a memory capacitor, which will hold the charge for a reasonable amount of time too, and doesn't need to be replaced like regular batteries do. So just to cover all the bases, I'm going to run through how to install one of these memory capacitors. Now, you can get these at various places online. They're about $5 a piece, maybe a little bit less depending upon. I've got this from Mauser, but you can also get it from Great Plains Electronics. They've got them too. This is a 1.5 farad, 5.5 volt memory capacitor, or this is called a Panasonic super capacitor. And this is what they look like when I ordered a bunch of them. Nice little package. And so in this case, normally you'd remove the batteries from here, and then you'd solder onto this guy, and then you would attach this to the board or put it remote or whatever. Since they've already detached the battery thing here, I'm just going to cut these wires and I'm going to solder these wires directly to the memory cap. So it's a relatively simple process. Let me grab my wire strippers. So the first thing to do is, let's first identify what's plus and what's minus on the memory capacitor. I'm going to show you a trick here so you can tell the polarity of polarized capacitors. Now they're always usually marked. You see the band here? That's the minus side, so it's always going to be pointed to the negative terminal. But if for some reason there's any confusion, I'm going to show you how you can use a meter to determine what is plus and what is minus on these. And this works on all electrolytic polarized capacitors. So you take your meter and you put it to DC volts, put it on a low range, or in this case I've got an auto ranging. And then if you take the red lead and put it on one lead, and then you put the black lead on another, and then you see what kind of reading you get. Now if you look on my meter, it's negative 0.122 volts DC. Since it's negative, we know we've got the leads reversed. That means that the red is on negative and the black is on positive. So if we flip them around and put the black one on the positive lead like it should be and the red one on the other lead, you see it's 0.1 122. It's positive. So that's how you tell if you've got the red one on the positive lead, it'll be positive. If you've got the red one on the negative lead, it's going to come out negative. So that's one way you can check polarity if for some reason it's not obvious by looking at the capacitor. Okay, so back to messing with our board. First thing I want to do is cut these wires off of here. So I'm just going to do like that. And I'm going to strip just a little bit off. Like that. Maybe a little more. Hey Volt, come here. You want to say hi? Come here. Come up. Come up. Whoa! Somebody wanted to say hi. This is the official mascot, oops, of Pinball Help. And he's going to inspect this board. Let's see. How's that look? Does that look good? So when you hear the little clinking running around, that's him. Okay. Back to work. There's bones you need to chew. There's things you need to move around. I think there's still some socks that are in pairs that you need to separate. Get to it. Alrighty. So here we go. I'm going to bend these leads just a tad. And while I'm at it, maybe just to be safe, I wonder if I should put a little heat shrink tubing on there, because it's a little stub. I don't want these things to short out. I doubt that it's going to short out, but you never know. Let's tin up these leads right here. There we go. Put a little in there. A little more on there. There we go. Whew. You can feel that it gets hot. Okay, so let's deal with the minus side first. You know what? I still want to put a little bit more off of that. Okay. And I'm going to actually wrap a little around this. Like that. Once I solder it, then I'll trim it, and that'll be a lot easier to deal with. Yes. Yeah, that's nice. I was wondering if I should put a little bit of heat shrink tubing on there, and then I could just push the heat shrink tubing up. I'll at least do that on one lead, just so that it reduces the likelihood. Oh, stepped on a dog toy. Okay. Take a little piece of heat shrink tubing, cut it. Okay. So I'm going to slide that down on this and inspect that. Looks pretty good. All right. Let's take this guy. Oops, we want to tin it too. I'll tell you what, I'm going to wrap it around first. These are all pretty clean leads. Okay. See, this is where you need like third hand. It'd be so much easier. Yes, and I know there's a device called a third hand I could use. Let's see. I'm going to use that. take a look. Okay. See if I can bend it straight a little bit. And then try my heat shrink tubing over it. Like that. So there we have it. Let's see if I can bring it up a little closer so you can see. And I'm not even going to bother heating up the tubing. I'm just going to keep it like that for now. So now we've got this. The minus is going to the minus on the thing. The plus is going to the plus on the thing here. So how do we mount this? Well, we'll just rotate it around, and I'm thinking it should be oriented just like that. Would be a nice little way of putting it on the board. So this is where we bust up the trusty glue gun here. Mine is in fabulous pink, and I'm going to just put a few dollops of glue on the capacitor like that. And reverse it, stick it right there like that. Just hold it for a minute. And there we go. So there's our remote mounted memory capacitor, where we would normally have a battery that would possibly leak and cause damage. Here I've just got this just glued onto the thing and hooked into the board, and it's good to go. So we'll throw this in the machine and we'll test it, make sure that it's working, and take it from there. So this is an easy way of dogs. Sorry about that. So this is an easy way of replacing these problematic batteries on your main processing boards in the pinball machines, and putting in something more reliable. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. Visit the site pinballhelp.com and leave me comments and feedback. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching.